Good morning, Tahmina Khan is here in TKMaths is Fun. In today's video, we will study cumulative frequency curve, which is the part of the syllabus of O Level mathematics of different boards, such as Edexcel, IGCSE, CIE. So let's focus on the concept. There are two types of questions come around cumulative frequency curve. One is about plotting it, and the other is interpretation of it, and a sketch is given to you. So I am taking here an example in which a sketch is given to you, just like here, and you have to answer the question. So first of all, let me explain it to you, what type of question comes, and then I will focus on the questions, right? So let me increase the size of this graph here. Okay, so now this sketch is talking about mass of apples, masses of apples. Now, what is important thing about cumulative frequency curve? It helps you to find out how many less than this. So this is called less than curve. So for example, maybe you not understand what I'm talking about, but focus here. These are telling you number of apples, y-axis, right? This is telling you what? Number of apples. And this x-axis is telling you their masses. It's written here. So how do we read this graph? First of all, you have to understand that. Suppose these are 20 apples here, right? If I go and read the value here, what is this value representing? Now, to understand this, first of all, you have to read the unit of each box. What is that technique? First of all, let's focus on this. On the x-axis, what is the difference between 5 boxes? Because there are 5 boxes. This is 80, this is 90, so it is 10. And how many small boxes are in between? 5. So reading of one small box is 2. So this is 82, 84, 86, 88. So this is 88. Okay. Let me read on the y-axis also. It's not necessary that they are same. If I see here between 5 small boxes, the difference is of 20 numbers, 20 apples, right? 20, 40, 60, 80. So there are 20 apples for 5 small boxes. So 20 divided by 5 small boxes, 4. It means each box is equals to 4 apples. So if I want to read here, it is 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. So this is how you will read. So when the table will be, the graph will be given to you, the first focus should be on how to read the units, small boxes, because this is very important. Now I'm going back to the question. Okay. So now, for example, I want to see what is the meaning of this 20 on the graph. So I will come like this, and I will come like this, and we have just read it is 2 units, so it is 88. So what is the meaning of this? I can say 20 apples have mass less than 88 gram. Okay, I'm reading again. 20 apples have mass less than 88 gram. So if I ask you how many apples have, now pay attention, how many apples have mass less than 100 gram? So I will go at 100, I will go up here, and I will go here, and because each box is 4 units, so this is 44, 48, 52, 56. So I can say 56 apples have mass less than 100 gram. So this is how we read it. Now what about if somebody say more? Right now I'm using the word less than. If I say more than. So for example, I say how many apples have mass less than 120 gram? Right? I'm saying how many apples have mass less than 120 gram. So I will go at 120 because 120 gram is given to you. Tick, 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 go up all the way here. And then read from here. Okay. So now this is 104, 108. So You can't say 108 apples have mass more than 120. That will be 108 apples have mass less than 120 gram. But question is saying how many apples have mass more than 120 gram. So total apples were 120. What is 120 minus 108? 120 minus 108 is what? 12. So you can say 12 apples have mass more than 120 gram. Okay, I will come back to this, but now what I'm focusing on, the other questions which are asked here is median, interquartile range. These you have to find out from the cumulative frequency curve. Now what are these? I don't know if you know this basic thing, but anyway I'll explain it here again. Okay, let me just write here, give me a second. Find the median masses of the apple. Now what is median? Median is 50%. Now you should understand these terminologies. Median means 50%. There are 120 apples. What is 50% of 120? Acha, by the way, always focus on the last part of the graph. It is equal to what? 120. Sometime what happens, the graph stops here, the number is written, for example, here till 140. So students by mistake pick up this number. You have to see where graph ends. That is your last final value. Okay, so be very careful about it. So now I want to know the median mass. Median means 50%. So highest is 120, half of 120, because 50% mean half. Half of 120 is 60. So question is saying find the median mass of the apples. So I will go at 60 and I will read from here. It is 102. So I will say the median mass of the apple is 102 gram. Right? Makes sense? If question says interquartile, the meaning of interquartile is, and by the way it is sometimes written as Q1 and Q3. I'm telling you very mathematical language. So Q1 is 25% and Q3 is 75%. And median, which is sometimes called Q2 also, is 50%. This you have to remember. So if you have to find out interquartile range, it means you have to find out what is the mass at 25% and what is the mass as 75%. Those you will subtract. So let's find out 25% and 75% first of all. So what is 25% of 120? We have to find out 25% of 120 will be 30. So it will be somewhere in the center, right? And what is 75%? It will be somewhere 90 here. So here it will be 75% and here it will be 25%. Agreed? So now I will check the mass at it. Okay. So it is 92. Okay. Little bit value can be here and there, but you have to be very precise in measuring. So I'm repeating, I have to find out interquartile range of mass. So I need to find out the mass at 25% of the data and 75% of the data on the y-axis. Okay, first of all, reading we always do from x-axis. Data is present on the x-axis always, because your data is about the mass. Cumulative frequency or whatever is on the y-axis, it is about the frequency, how many. Okay, so now I will say 75%. I will come from here all the way. Suppose, okay, I may be a little bit off, but it's all right. So this is 112. So now 75% mean 112 mass and 75% is 92 mass. Gram. So for finding out interquartile range, you will do 112 minus 92. Okay, So what it will be? 20 gram. So the interquartile range is 20 gram. Okay. So now let's answer the other question. I hope you understood. I'm repeating again. Median mean 50% represented by Q2 at times. Interquartile range mean 75% data minus 25%. So at 75%, I noticed it was 112 gram, and at 25% it was 92 gram. And how did I find out? I calculated what is 25% of 120, which was 90, and then I calculated what is 75% of 120. Sorry, I have written other way around. It is 30 here, and 75% of 120 is 90. So at these, on the y-axis, I drew the line and calculated the mass of the apple. These are the number of apple, 25% of 120 apples and 75% of 120 apples. And then I subtracted, that will give me interquartile range. Now let's see how to find out, for example, answer of this part. The number of apples having mass less than 98. Now where is 98? 98 will be somewhere here, right? So exactly the way I have told you, at 98% I will go up, 98 gram. Okay, and then I will read from here, because each box reading is 4 unit, so 44, 48. So I will say 48 apples have mass less than 98 gram. Okay, now let's see. Third part I will not explain right now. I will focus on one and first and second part. You have to estimate from the graph, from the curve, fraction of the total number of apple having mass 117 or more. Now he's talking about more. Okay, let me just clear up this space so that it is all clear, clean. So now he's talking about, in fraction, tell what fraction of apples have mass more than 117. So let me see, where is 117 first of all. So this is 112, 114, 116, 117 is in the middle somewhere here, right? So I will do from here 117, okay, all the way. Then from here I will go here, and it will be 104. So he's talking about more. So I cannot read this. This is telling me less. So 104 apples have mass less than 117 gram. Question is saying more. So I need to find out these apples. So 120 minus 104. What it will be? 16. So 16 apples have mass more than 117 gram. Question wants to know in fraction. So I will say 16 divided by 120, and I will simplify it. This will give me the fraction of the apples having mass more than 117 gram. I hope you understood it. Thank you very much for watching it. So in the next 2 videos, I will cover the aspect of this percentage question also, right? Because right now video has become very lengthy. My focus was to explain what is median, interquartile and fraction. So thank you very much for watching it. Take care. Allah Hafiz.